Hello, looking at what's happening in the past, the present, and what's making history is another historic. This week we're going to blend what's happened in the past with what's making history in a unique way. You see, it was on the 8th of May, 1884, that Lord Shaftesbury unveiled the wonderful and famous statue of William Tyndale on the Embankment. It is one of the greatest depictions of Tyndale that there is. It's a magnificent and a grand statue standing there. But it always reminds us, of course, that the people we talk about in history, they had heroes. And there are layers of history. This guy had a hero, looked up to this guy, who looked up to this guy, who looked up to this guy. And we find it reminds us that history hasn't finished. But also, it was on the 8th of May, 1884, that Shaftesbury wrote this into his journal. Yesterday, Chair of Bible Society. Then uncovering of Tyndale's statue on Embankment. And dinner with Mr. Allcroft to meet the speakers at the meeting and committee. Grand announcement at the meeting that a penny edition of the New Testament in a legible type and a double form was to be forthwith issued. What a work. What an enterprise. What a prospect. England shall be filled with the knowledge of the Word of God as the waters cover the sea. What a magnificent initiative, and beautiful to see Shaftesbury so thrilled by it. Now this ties into our Making History segment because there's an extraordinary new initiative that's just been launched in London. Good news for London. The people at Grace Publications Trust have made available a copy of Mark's Gospel in a magazine format, which they're producing at a fantastic price. It's like 100 copies for £25, and even better deals than that as you buy more copies. It's very attractively made, and it's to give away. It's been put through doors. It's to give away to friends. It's to make available to a mass audience. And it's extraordinary to have the timing of this at this exact date, 8th of May, when Shaftesbury was so excited, when he had just unveiled the Tyndale statue to talk about the proliferation of the Word of God at a cheap cost. Details of Good News for London are below. Also, we are thrilled to be hosting our second Christian Heritage London Summerfest this year, 31st of July to the 2nd of August in the City of London. And the theme is going to be the 1700th anniversary of Nicaea. Now that was a thrilling moment in church history in which it was turned over, discussed, teased out. Who is the person of Jesus Christ? God of God, light of light, eternally begotten of the Father. It's a thrilling subject, and a subject which, of course, is never less thrilling and important than now. Now, this year, our speakers include Stefan Simonin of London Seminary, and Clive Bowsher of Union, and Ken Brownell of Christian Heritage London. And details of that event are below as well. 24th to the 26th of June, the Proclamation Trust is hosting the EMA, the Evangelical Ministry Assembly. Speakers this year include Jonathan Lehman and Jonathan Griffiths, and the theme is Encouraged. 28th of June and the 5th of July, London City Mission is hosting its Big London Walk. Now, this is a fun thing to do in London. You walk for about 12 miles, and it starts on both occasions with a walk that we give in the City of London, walking through stories of how God has changed the world in the lives of characters like Wycliffe and Wesley and Tyndale and Wilberforce and John Newton. So if you'd like details on that, they're below. On the 12th of July, London City Mission is hosting another Met conference. The theme of this conference is What the Quran Teaches About the Bible. Details of that are also below. On the 30th of June, Christian Concern is hosting an event on the case against buffer zones. This, of course, is a hot issue which many Christians are very concerned about, and it will be an opportunity to learn more from legal voices in a responsible, reflective environment. Details are below. And finally, the present. Now, of course, we've had some great times taking many people on walks through London's church history, but also recently we've put up some rather wonderful podcasts. We interviewed Steve Nichols. This was a wonderful time. Steve has studied Jonathan Edwards and had some very interesting thoughts and observations about Edwards and the priorities of Edwards' thought, but also, of course, he knew John Stott and had some fascinating insights on his life and ministry. But also, we had a wonderful time interviewing John Curry on the podcast. Now, John came on our tour last year, and he is professor of pastoral theology at Westminster Theological Seminary. He sat down with me in this room and we got to talk and we got to hear about his priorities and hear about the story of his own life, from Glasgow to Canada to America, and to hear how he has learned and grown in not only to a pastor, but a pastor who teaches pastors. His great book is The Pastor as Leader, which came out a couple of years ago and is a great help. Both those podcasts are on our website, www.christianheritagelondon.org. So that's all for this time. So remember, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever.